What's up guys, ImNabale here. So today I would like to show you one of the lightest deck that I've designed and one of the probably the greatest deck so far. I don't know, it depends on how you're going to decide it. So this deck is kind of like very good, I can say, depends on how you play it. So I would like to present you the 3.1 deck. It's 3.3. It's the minor executioner deck. Yeah, kind of. Together with some help of these little bunchies. Alright. Show one of the replays that I've done. I would like to show you one of the niches or one of the functions of these troops in the game. So minor is like the mini tank somehow. We're gonna make light pushes here, and the minor itself is quite good, I can say, to coat some little damages and stuff to be the tank. It can also be to take out elixir palms and taking out buildings from behind. He's like the guy that can go anywhere in the arena and one of the greatest legendary ever designed. So I can say the miner is one of the best cards. If you have the miner, I advise you not to keep him in the deck, but just to use him and start to utilize him. I mean, there's plenty of ways for you to utilize the miner. You can use him in many ways. It depends. You can watch OJ videos and stuff. He's gonna show you videos on how to use the miner. Next we have the mini pickup. Mini pickups here is a great damage dealer. I mean, you can say that he's the trump card, but he has a lot of weakness, skeleton army, tanks and stuff. I mean, tanks are gonna distract him while the tower's gonna take him out. You can also use him to defend at the same time. It depends. I'm just going to say that this mini pickup is kind of like great to take out the executioner, and mini pickup is currently in the meta right now due to the executioner itself. I mean, he's a really great counter for 1 elixir advantage. Yep, I mean, there's plenty of units you can use to take out the executioner. Even you can use the miner itself, but I will basically use mini pickup, takes out faster, and the miner can become a mini tank for the tower. Alright, so next we have the skeleton army. I can say the skeleton army is very good, versatile and great. This one I used to counter elite barbarians. I mean, some people say that executioner can counter the elite barbarians, but I'm just gonna say that the executioner just going to die just like that. For 5 elixirs for 5 elixir, I would like to counter the elite barbarians and the executioner die. So I can't make my counter push. Like this guy here, I can basically stop them unless they zap my skeleton army, but it doesn't even matter. I will not care about being zapped because I have another alternative. It depends on how you're gonna play it, but still it's very useful to distract in some condition. You can also make a minor skeleton army push if they use their zap, if you bait their zap and stuff, but I don't think that you have any zap bait. So skeleton army is gonna be zapped. Of course they're gonna target a skeleton army, so you have to know that. Alright, so next is the executioner, one of the mightiest units so far designed. So the throwing axe is one of the worst nightmare for your enemies. I mean, for my lava hound, it's so a nightmare. It's gonna get so insane. I mean, come on, just look at the executioner, the way he throws his axe. It's so irritating. Alright, so the reason why we hate executioner, because it stops anything to displace. Hawk Riders hitting the tower, the X just stopped them. Lava pop dispersing, it stops them. So it's like compiled in one area, and the returning X is going to hit them back, and one shot, all of the pops are going to die. So it's kind of like a cheat code, I can say. It's like one of the perks of the executioner. Users of the executioner might like this guy, but people who are going to face it, they're gonna like hate it. So maybe Supercell going to nerf this thing is kind of like a bad news, but I can say that it depends because we as Clash Royale players, we're gonna have a much problem when dealing with executioner. However, there's plenty of ways to counter him. You don't need to worry. Every unit design, there is always a way to counter him. Pretty easy, right? I just can say that the executioner is one of the greatest unit design. Takes out literally everything. So also this guy can absorb much damage due to his high health. So I like to recommend you to use him like a mini tank or stuff. Depends. Next is the princess, the legendary that I can say kind of like best. She outranges almost everything. Tower itself, I mean, 9 tower range. She can cover up from a distance, which makes her a very great unit. I don't know. I use her to basically give cover to miner and executioner. So I just can see that not just miner, but the mini pickup itself, the arrows itself kills off skeleton army pretty easy. So I can always say that princess is a good one. You can also use her in your push, getting cheap damage and stuff, because sometimes people, they just like, they don't have any units to counter any cards to counter the princess. They have to spam about 3 elixirs and 2 elixirs to take the princess out. It depends, alright? Next is the Dart Goblin. I can't say much thing, but this Dart Goblin is so amazing, especially on taking out graveyard. It does a great job in that. I mean, literally I can say, the Dart Goblin here costs 3 elixir, but I just can say that the Dart Goblin is very, very amazing. Come on, just look at him. He's like shooting darts non-stop. He has the same hit speed as the Lumberjack. The difference is that he's ranged. You just need to put him behind the tank and you can watch the tower suffer up. Unlike the Lumberjack, he's gonna reach the tower first. But this Dart Goblin, he just can shoot from the range of a Royal Giant. Could you just imagine that? However, Dart Goblin dies from a single arrow. We know that the weakness is same as a princess. Doesn't die from a single zap. Same as a princess. But it does not outranges the arena tower. So that his disadvantages, but you can still use him to defend from the other side by placing him nearby the tower. Make sure the range of the Royal Giant. So the range here is 6.5, so make sure you place the Dart Goblin 6.5 tiles away from the other tower, so allow the defense. Next is the Tombstone. This is another counter to Elite Barbarian. I would like to place my Tombstone there and basically watch these Elite Barbarians coming, and they're gonna zap the skeletons, and I'm just gonna put my skeleton army. But they're just going to lock my skeleton army, so it's bad news. But if they don't have the lock or any other counters, that is a great counter push, you know. It might lead you to a counter push, it depends. Tombstone are also great counter to a lot of things. Hawk Rider, it can distract most of units, I can say. But Tombstone is one of the greatest building. The 4 skeletons here can be used to defend or anything. If they just ignore the 4 skeleton, any tank's gonna die so easy. Alright? So that's how I use Tombstone, distract things. Next is the Zap. One of the greatest spell. I only have one spell here. I don't bring the Fireball because I have the Executioner. I'm just gonna say that Zap is one of the best spell because it does a lot of things. Alright, so I'm not gonna tell anything about Zap because I've mentioned a lot of times about its function. So I'm just gonna go straight ahead and show you a replay. Hold on a second. Alright, so I'm just gonna show you a replay versus Giant Skeleton Sparky. Alright. Alright, so we have the Miner and the Princess in possession. So I was just like going to send the Miner to get some cheap damage, and I'm just going to show what reveal his card. So I was like sending the Executioner here, but that's too far. Actually, I want to evade the bomb damage, but you know, the Giant Skeleton wasn't really distracted, so it was my mistake. So the bomb's gonna explode on the tower. It's pretty painful, you see there? So the mini P.E.K.K.A. Executioner push, yeah. So as you can see here, the reason why I'm going to use the Executioner, just look at how he counters the Archer. See? A single shot kills them. That's kind of like amazing. And I just send the Dart Goblin to get some little damage, and he uses Fire Spirit. Oh, that's like, you know. So I can say that was a bad start, but that was a good push. So, you know, both of us has the what you call that? Same luck, I can say. So the Princess was doing like little damage here. The Goblins was like taking out the tower pretty well. I'm just gonna go with the Miner push, and I placed the mini P.E.K.K.A. there. Alright. So the mini P.E.K.K.A. actually did get a hit, and it's pretty painful. And the Dart Goblin here, it just shoots down the tower as fast as he can. Yep. So that was a great start. Both towers are in damage. So we are trying our best not to get a tower. So he just zapped the damn skeleton army. So we're just gonna get a little cheap damage from the Princess. Just place her directly in front. And the giant skeleton was there. So we distract him using a tombstone. Yeah, no, I understand that. And now we're just going to go with the Then I'll be just going to go with some other unit. I placed the Executioner there, and he placed the Sparky. Basically, I'm just gonna say that Sparky matches are kind of like amazing. So we just start to push just like that. Alright, so did you see that? I mean, sorry. if you just saw recently, the fire spirit was countered by the princess, so it was bad timing for this person to put the fire spirit, and the executioner was doing quite the amazing damage, and the princess gets the cheap damage, and we earn a tower. So what did I do? Skeleton army here. We're just going to let him have the tower. It's useless for me to defend, so I've actually wasted a shot. A Sparky using the Executioner for 5 elixir. Sorry man, I have no idea of any counter. Minor Dart Goblin push is so amazing. Alright, so that was the right placement. So if you see just now, he basically places the Fire Spirit behind the Princess. Sparky's ready, Ice Wizard's there, and the archers are going. Alright. So we have the Dart Goblin here. So I was like going to use the Executioner. I mean, there's a reason why I'm using the Executioner. Because just look here. He just countered everything easily. Just look. I mean, the Fire Spirit wouldn't have any chance to jump on the Executioner. See? Wasted. So I basically gained some advantage here. Alright, so basically the overtime was like about 25 seconds left, and basically he sent a, so you see the Executioner was doing a great job. I didn't actually notice, actually I have to put a tombstone there. It gets a cheap damage from there. See, that was quite the damage, but I ignored, and I just basically win due to the mini P.E.K.K.A. I'm just gonna say that it was a good game. Yep. Alright, so I would like to say thank you for to you guys who watched my video. I'm just gonna say this is one of the best decks. So before I would like to end, I would like to give you some advice that if you really hate Tombstone or you're facing pushes such as the Lava Hound or stuff, basically these 3 counters are great counters to the air unit, especially this guy. He's amazing, he's good at that. But if you guys have any problems with tanks, you can always have the Inferno Tower. It costs about 3.5 elixir, no difference. Alright, so this is kind of like the light push that I can make for you guys. It's pretty simple, and you need to know how this deck. If you're facing high pushes, I will not advise you to fully use this on defense. Instead of, you pressure them to prevent them making great pushes. Alright, so these 2 legendaries are not easy to be gained, but if you have those 2 and have no idea for a deck, this will be one of the best deck for you. The Executioner might be hard to get, and with the Dart Goblin, so you guys have to work hard for it to get for it, right? I mean, Epic Chest, Card Shop, those are the alternatives, right? So, goodbye and have fun.